Hello, good morning. I hope you are doing great. I hope you are doing good. This is Afilbon Obasi bringing you information that will really enlighten you. Today, I want to talk on the general cause of madness, which we see around. Just some weeks ago, I was in a vehicle headed to the market and I saw a bus parked. A very pretty woman has just ran mad inside the bus and they had to drop her by the road. They waited there to try and see if they could get access to her people, to no avail, and of course they can't take the burden upon themselves. Considering how the society is today, one could be accused of causing such madness to her. And to my amazement, I passed there about 2 weeks after. I saw her in the same camp. Now she is fully undressed with just maybe a pant on her. And it suddenly dawned on me and I said, I think it is high time I talk to people about this. Because every day we are being afflicted by our own disbelief and negligence to do the things that we ought to do, and it affects us. I want to tell you emphatically clear that before the arrival of the white into the black land, there was no single sick person and no single mad person. I am quoting from the words of Albert Macaulay when he reported to the British Parliament and said, I have been through, they've searched through, I've never seen a land this spiritual, so disciplined, such high moral value. I haven't seen no poor person, no sick person, not even a mad person, and that we cannot defeat these people unless we make them believe that everything of them is bad and everything of us is good. You can search that document, is rapidly taking rounds online. And apart from that, I have also seen some documents that supports the same thing, and it is important at this point for us to note that the whites didn't find us because we were so backward, we were so naive, we were so stupid. No, they found us because we were so glorious, we were so beautiful, we had everything in life in excess, from groundnuts to beans to rice to oil to crude oil to gold to diamond, everything. We were the inventors of clothing, money, and everything you want to think about. So it's very logical because nobody goes around looking for a filth to pack. Everybody goes around looking for something wonderful to get. And you also need to understand that the conquest began by a single desire, and that is the desires of the Roman Empire needing people to replace the Mexican, the Dominicans and all that, who were in their fields working and tilling the soils for them, picking their cottons and all of that. And when these people had wisen up, they needed a new set of people that were as lucrative, that were as intelligent, and so they stumbled upon us and discovered the wonders of the world. And it came upon them earnestly to subdue these people and claim their spoil and turn them into slaves. And today, here we are. The intense era of slavery by chain is gone. Now we are struggling with the slavery by mental subjugation, and hence Bob Marley will cry, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. Okay, so here we are. One of the things they did for us was to ensure that we neglect our spiritual system. Why? Because the spiritual system was one of the things that held us bound. It was one of the things that protected us from the external factors, external forces. It protected us even from the internal forces, dissolving conflicts and all that. So the primary cause of the madness you see today is not Kolos, it's not love portion, as people would rightly say. You say this is Kolos, don't bust this one head. Who give this woman love portion? If it's a woman, they'll say it's love portion. If it's a man, they'll say it's Kolos. We hardly say it's love portion for a man. I wonder if women don't also do love portion. Women do, men do, and all of that, but that is not the cause of madness. Also, kolos can give you a reasonable period of dementia and all that, but then it can't give you that straight madness. Even a person on kolos will still have some sense of decorum or sense of self-respect, but a mad person doesn't care where he goes naked, doesn't care where he eats from, and all of that. So you see, what really causes this thing is our spiritual neglect. What happens is that every one of us here on earth is based on the foundation of a large spiritual network. And like I used to tell you, that your parents represent your spiritual network. And so your parents put you there to take charge, to pick up from them wherever they will stop. And what happens is that we have been infiltrated or brainwashed by the Western system that says that this tradition is bad, pouring libation and doing all of this thing. Attending to your tradition and culture is generally bad, and that is where the problem begins to start. Because when you become so indebted spiritually, what happens is that the spirits will begin to unplug themselves one after the other, leaving you as a chaff. It is that state of 100% disconnection that a person turns into madness. It doesn't necessarily need to be an older person, and like it is said, when much is given to someone, much is expected of that person. So you find the man or the woman who runs mad, it gradually starts. There's this temporal loss of memory, and then it comes back. Temporal loss of memories, and then it comes back. And then boom, it happens. All the plugs are unplugged, and the person becomes an animal. You need to come to the understanding that we and every other animal are one. The only difference between humans and the animals are the spirits that overs them, the spirits that imbibes in them, the spirits that controls them, the spirit that gives them that sense of intelligence. And you will agree with me that intelligence is not a matter of how well read you are. Intelligence you are born with. It comes from the inside. Like Thomas Edison would say, education is what comes from the inside. It does not come from the outside. What comes from the outside is a schooling, or what we call indoctrination, by laid down stories, theories here and there just to brainwash you. But a truly intelligent and intellectual person comes from the inside. Even from a child, you see the child making decisions that you'll be wondering where he learned it from. True intelligence is not learned. It is discovered from the inside. It is inherent. So what causes this intelligence are the spirits, mendem, meditating, and all of that constantly flow with us. They bring to us their ancient experiences, and so when such experience or memory is brought to you and you execute it, those who don't have it around you will say, wow, this guy is so smart, this guy is so intelligent. That is what happens. So when these spirits leave us, we are like nothing but an animal. We return back to our animal base, which is flesh and mere blood. And as at that time, you watch what an animal does. An animal doesn't care whether he's mating here, doesn't care whether he's eating from the trash, doesn't care whether he's in the market naked or whatsoever. It doesn't care. So the difference between us and animal is the spirit that imbibes in us, is the spirit that is with us, and that spirit is what seek expression through you. So you are an expression of embodiment of spirits, that of your ancestors, that of the Ndemisonge manner, that of the Obore manner, and all of that. So when you have successfully disconnected yourself from all of these spirits, nothing is left again. Madness is one of it. A whole lot of failures are one of it. But the highest of it is this madness, because it shows that you are completely reduced to animal. And if you see the book of Isaiah, it says that we will reduce. He said, let us reduce man to the beast of the earth that eats grass. You see that is truly the intention of the religious people of Christianity, of religion. The idea was to disconnect us so much so that they will reduce us to the animal level where we can eat grass and all of that, like the beast. The beast, they're talking about animals that flow around. You get? So nothing keeps you, nothing makes you other than the spirits, the Ogore manner, your ancestors and all of that. So what do you do to avoid this general madness? Is to basically return back to the essence why you are here. The reason why the spirit seek expression through you. All of these things they show you every now and then, but you refuse to adhere to it as a result of the indoctrination. We must at this point learn to stand our feet and ask necessary questions. If the churches are actually doing well, how come they are not fixing our problems? Any prophet or pastor that tells you he cures a mad person, which simply implies to call back the spirits that makes this person human, that person has a traditional influence. That person has done his spiritual alignment and all of that traditionally, just like I would do. You come, the only thing I will do is to plead those spirits to return back to their places and begin to take charge in your life and give you the sense as gods will do. Gods will live royally and all of that, but an animal will live like the beast, eating grass and all of that. So this is a deep call for you to wake up to the fact that the system is built to destroy us. We read it and we pass it. Can you imagine that being found in the Bible? And you see, the concept of Genesis before the serpent told Eve to eat the fruit is that man and woman were behaving just like the animals, walking naked and all of that. Until they ate that fruit, their eyes became open and they knew between good and evil. He said, now man has become like us, knowing good and evil. You see, a man that has stepped down from the godly position is nothing but a beast, an animal. You are back to the Adam and Eve level where you were just like an animal flowing. You can imagine, he said it is not good for man to be alone. And then he went further to say we will find him a companion. What did he start with? He started by bringing animals. He started by bringing animals for him to find himself a partner. Why? Because the true intention of the religion was to leave man at the animal base. But we are grateful for the serpent, who is our Ndem, our ancestors, who came together and seek redemption for us, that whoever relies on the instructions of the serpent will find wisdom, will find strength, will find life. The serpent there is the Ndem. You and I know that the Ndem have the capacity to turn to seek expression in a snake, or half human, half fish, or seek expression in so many other forms of nature, like the butterflies, the millipede and all of that. So the serpent came and rescued. And Christians will argue and say, no, the serpent came to deceive. The serpent didn't come to deceive. The serpent came to return intelligence, the kind of intelligence that stops a man from behaving like that of a mad person. A mad person is no longer intelligent. Such intelligence has been retrieved from that person. The one that is not mad will be intelligent. He will know that he ought not to be naked. He will know that he ought not to eat from the trash. He will know that he ought not to, do all of those crazy things a mad person will do. He will know that he will not talk around and all of that. So these are some of the points you should know as I conclude, that the essence of madness simply means the spirits are unplugging themselves. And what do you do to cure that person? It is to constantly pour libation and make feast on behalf of that person and call that person to come back. If you have some herbs that can calm the person's brain so that the spirits will return back and the person will gain consciousness again. Right? And then when you see such a person who exhibits some little trace of madness, what you need to do is quickly find a way to bring that person back, teach the person how to pour libation, teach the person how to make feast, and gradually, when there is money, do proper alignment for the person. That person should follow that path. And in most cases, those that are quick to be affected by this madness are great people, great men and women who could have been healers, seers, who could have been performing wonders, but because much is deposited on them and they are giving little in return, that happens to them. And you must get this right. Soon I will talk to you about the principle of a farmer, and then you will get to understand why every one of us must bear fruit. And if we choose not to bear fruit, we will be cut off. Once again, this is Afeoluwa Omobasi. I'm open to your questions, to your comments, so that together we can pave a way forward and rescue our people from mental slavery. Thank you and have a great day. Bye.